okay? This is essentially a snatch ladder. You've got 5 barbells designated by 5 boxes, okay? So if you look underneath the boxes, you'll have the RX weight designated with the RX next to it. Then right above that, you'll have the scale weight, okay? Now, it is 2 barbells for scaled and masters. You will have a female bar, right, for the first 2 barbells, okay? After the first 2 weights, the weights have to get transferred to a male's bar for the last 3 barbells, okay? So make sure for scaled and masters, after the first 2 weights, the weights go from the female bar to the male bar, okay? Which will be
the majority of the
pretty close.
So how this will work, let me just go through it real quick.
Yeah.
So the female bar will have 2 tins on it for 55 pounds. The females will then have to strip the tins off because we only have 1 thing of each increment, so 1 set. So they'll strip the tins off. If they're smart, their team will put their tins over kind of by the men's barbell. We'll get ready for that because they're going to need them in a minute. Then they'll put on a 15 and a 5 on the female barbell. They'll do their 75s. Then when it's time for the first male to come in, they roll that female barbell off. The male barbell is already loaded with 25s for that 95 pounds. They'll have their 10s that they took off earlier. We go 115. Then when it's time for 135, we pull everything off and put 45s on. That's going to be the majority of our people.
Yep, for sure. So now the flow of this workout, 5 barbells, they each have 2 minutes per barbell, okay? So 3, 2, 1, go. The first female is gonna run out. She's gonna do 2 minutes of snatches. These can be power snatches. Now again, snatch, wide grip, 1 fluid movement from the floor straight overhead, right? If they land here, they have to stand up with the bar overhead, right? Now with the bar, some of them will land here. Mobility reasons, they maybe not be able to extend their arms, that's fine. As long as the bar is not touching their head, right? They stand up, show control as far as lockout, then they can go back down, okay? And some of them may designate and tell you, hey, I have a shoulder injury, like this is as far as my lockout goes, and you're like, press as high as you can, and they're like, I am, and they're like, okay, then you can confirm that. But make sure they're telling you or you're asking them like, does anybody have a shoulder injury? Let me see everybody's lockout, like things like that, so that you know what to look at when they're snatching. Because otherwise, teams are gonna just try to get away with quick reps, like non-lockout movement. So to the same, if they're landing here, hips locked out, arms locked out. You want this right here. This is standard. If they don't get here, no rep. Unless they've designated, hey, this is my shoulder impingement, I was born this way, blah, 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 whatever, right? You might have one of those, but otherwise, this right here is how they finish a rep. That's 1. Then you go back down, okay? So female 1 does 2 whole minutes by herself at that first barbell. Like Amy said, at 2 minutes, the second female is gonna come out and help her now. But they have to strip the weight, 10s go off, 15s go on. Now they have 75 pounds on the bar. This is still the female bar, we're still talking scaled and masters, okay? So now both ladies are working 2 minutes on that barbell. They can switch however they want. Okay.
One person on the mat at a time.
Mm-hmm.
1 person on the mat at a time. Yes.
Barbell controlled down.
Yeah, so I'm saying, yeah, you can't.
Last reps got to be
Throw a
controlled.
haymaker. It's got to stay on the mat. It's another small mat. They have to stay on. So don't let that barbell, especially we all know those small bumper plates. If they drop it, it's gonna.
What's the penalty for this one? Is it a 3 burpee penalty?
I think it's 3 burpees. Yeah, 3 burpees.
We didn't put that on there, but if you guys want to, we can.
What do you want to
do?
do?
Not counting that rep.
Oh, just don't count the rep. Okay, don't count the rep.
Yeah, just don't count the rep.
Okay,
right.
they just have to redo that rep.
Yeah. Trying to think, there was one more thing.
We're actually
2 females.
2 stall mats coordinated.
Yep, 2 females are working on the bar. They can switch however they want. Oh, this is what I was gonna say. On the reps, don't try to keep adding, right? The easiest thing for you to do is have a fresh count at that place. So like if the hard part is they're gonna want you to count one way, and so you can ask them, hey, how do you want me to count? Do you want me to count a fresh set from 0 at every barbell, or do you want me to just keep the count going, right? For you, it's gonna be whatever works best for you. Now, what we don't want is the confusion of, hey, they got 10 reps over here, and you kept counting, and then you wrote down 22 reps because they got 22 reps. So we need to try to figure out a way where you guys are either, hey, that's what they got at this bar, that's what they got at this bar, starting each count at 0.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's probably easiest.
That would be the easiest for me as well, because it's easy for everybody to kind of get on that page. But if there is confusion, just understand that you will probably be asked, hey, how did you count? What did they get? What do these numbers mean? And then we'll confirm that, and we'll tell the team, we'll tell Hillary, and then we can confirm that as well. Okay. So other than that, we're all in agreement. 0 to whatever. That's how you count each barbell. And then just write the number in the box, okay? So from there, second barbell, 2 minutes are up. Female number 1 who started the workout is now off of the mat. The weights now have to get transferred to the male bar, and now you have female 2 and male 1 working on the bar. Same 2 minutes. They work together to get as many reps as possible, but they're now using the male bar, okay? So from there, after the 2 minutes, female 2 gets kicked out, and now both males are working at the 4th barbell, getting as many reps as possible, right? 2 minutes total. Then the last 2 minutes, it is the last male 2. He is by himself, finishing however many reps he can get on the last bar.
And they're adding weight each time.
Yeah, and they add weight each time, okay, which will be the weights that are out there, all right? Same thing at the end. If you can count up the total fairly quickly, you'll have plenty of time to do that. Or just to confirm, hey, this is how many reps you got. Are you in agreement with this? Have them look at it, they approve, sign it, hand it off. Okay.
And the whole team can help with the weight transition?
No, just the teams, whoever's on the mat.
Okay.
Now on the last barbell, the first male who was on the 4th one, he can help the last
Load,
guy
and then
load,
leave.
but he can't be on the mat or anywhere close to it. So he needs to go away to the start mat. Right? Yeah, go away. All right. Now for the only difference with RX is it is a male bar the whole way. Right? So there's one barbell. Females have to use the male bar. They have to still adjust the weight appropriately. So when we get to RX, I will tell you guys that reminder prior to starting. Like, hey, don't forget, RX has the male bar all the way through.
Yeah, and we'll take the women's off
Yeah,
during that
so you
transition.
won't have to worry about it even being there. But you'll still have to do the appropriate weight changes. Okay, 5 times. Everybody good there?
This is one where they get really fast and they get kind of crazy. So
Yeah.
the barbell coming off the mat, just keep reminding them.
Yeah, and so again,
follow
so
your bar down,
standards-
follow your bar down, follow your
Standards
bar
with the,
down.
with the snatch, right? Standards with the snatch is going to be touch the floor with both plates. Now, if it goes clang clang, that's fine, right? But you want them to try to steady it out, right? So steady it out, touch the floor, up, lock out. Some of them will be able to rip and grip as long as you see this tall, land locked out position, hips and knees and arms. Good, down. 2, down. 3, good. And you just keep counting reps, then they'll know. It's like 1, 2, 3, no rep. 1, 4, 5, no rep. 5, 6, no rep. And you just tell them, like, touch the floor, lock out your arms, stand up all the way. Like, those are quick cues that you guys can just shout out at them. Okay. All right. That is Roundup. So at this point,